Greetings everyone, Kharam the Druid here with another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Halls of Origination 5-man regular version. Apologies for the lateness of the video, real life had to come first as it always should. And as you can see, as I queued into the dungeon, the group that I joined had already taken care of the first couple trash mobs. And we were about to start on the boss named Temple Guardian and her. And the strategy here, according to WoWpedia, is basically when the Shield of Light comes up, two players go down into the pit and throws the switches that are on the left and right sides of the pit. And it's recommended for the healer to follow them into the tank. Which, as you'll see, I do, but not before I kind of get disoriented a little bit due to everybody just kind of scattering into different directions. But I managed to get my wits about me again, as they say, and fix the problem and manage to keep everybody healed and alive. In regards to WoWpedia, I'm going to be referencing that a couple times in the video, and I'll be sure to drop the links for you in the description bar, so check those out when you get the chance. And down into the pit the tank and DPS go, and down I go to follow them. We go up and around and kill the boss. Thank you for playing Temple Guardian and her. Or and her, should I say. And off we go again. There's a lot of what I'd like to call like sub-bosses. A lot of them range from, I think the first set of 4 are elementals, if I remember right. And the second set are magic users. I'm not really going to cover those at all, because they're really not terribly difficult. And they're not really considered main bosses, at least not to me anyway. And in just a minute here, I'm going to be turning on the game sound and slowing the video down to normal speed, so you can check out this one boss, Earth Rager Ta, P-T-A-H. I believe the P would be silent in that. Now, as a healer, there are ads to watch for. And one of the strategies I like to use if ads get on me is run towards the tank, so the tank can basically pick off the aggro off of me, and I can go back to healing. Something I never used to see a lot of healers do. Also, you're going to want to watch out for any quicksand that might come up. Definitely gonna want to avoid that whenever possible for obvious reasons. And now, without further ado, I'm going to slow down the video to normal speed and turn on the sound and let you enjoy the sounds of combat. Here we go.
More carrion for the swarm!
And that takes care of that boss. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I did want to point out that you did see me moving around quite a bit. That's something I do like to do, because I find that it helps get aggro off of me and not draw as much aggro when I'm moving around. Because if ads start to come at me and say, "Oh, a healer!" Nom 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 nom. I can start running around, and all of a sudden they may see, the hunter or mage or whatever. I'm like, "Oh, screw the healer. We'll go after them instead." Which I know it sounds like you're basically throwing them to the wolves, but the reality of it is, if the ads aren't on you, you can heal the people that the ads are on, which include that hunter or that mage who unwillingly and unknowingly sacrificed themselves to get the aggro off of you. Another tip I want to mention specifically to the DPS and tanks out there: if you have a Resto Druid in your group and you see a big green circle with leaves coming up from it, that is pretty much your best friend. As you can see right there, that is called efflorescence, and it's basically a heal over time, a pretty strong heal over time. So if it's toward the end of a battle, or it's right after the end of the battle and your health is kind of down, you're going to want to run to that circle to at least get a little bit of health back. Not only that, but for me specifically, that lets me know that you may or may not need some additional healing. I can just look right to the left of my screen and look at your health bar and give you heals as needed. Another good tip to really help out the healer would be to simply bring food and use food in between battles. That allows the healer to save his mana for the more important battles like the boss battles. And if you do that, I'm sure your healer will thank you for it. You're going to see in a second the particular boss in this section will come out. His name is Anraphet, A-N-R-A-P-H-E-T. And I'm going to slow down the video on purpose here just to show you the little AoE he does to kind of start out with. You take a pretty significant amount of damage. It takes probably a quarter to half of your health away almost instantly. And as a Resto Druid, you basically just want to pop Rejuvenation on everybody real quick and an Efflorescent Circle, and you should be pretty good to go after that. Strategy for this boss is pretty simple. Just stay out of the void zones and heal, heal, heal. And on that note, once again, I give you the sounds of combat. Enjoy.
Purge of unauthorized entities commencing. Omega stance activated. Annihilation of foreign unit is now imminent.
We've done it! The control room is breached!
Alrighty, and that takes care of that boss. You'll notice with this video and past videos that I don't use Tree of Life a whole lot. There's actually two reasons for it. First of all, I don't really ever need it all that much, except for like major boss fights, because I know how the boss fights run for the most part. And something that kind of ties in with that, the second reason, is that I am able to really quickly get a feel for the group and pretty much know when I'm going to have to use it and when I'm not going to have to use it. And I suppose a little bit of that comes with knowing your class as well. And as we fast forward through a lot of these mini bosses, as it were, you may notice that I do try to pop an Efflorescent Circle on one of the DPSs here. And pretty much every time that I do, he ends up running out of it. As I said earlier, the pretty green circle with the leaves coming up is your best friend. Use it when it's available, especially if you're low on health. Luckily, he doesn't really do it when in combat. He does it mostly when it's out of combat. But then I have to waste my mana using Rejuvenation and Healing Touch to basically heal him back up. And Blizzard recently changed the mana usage of Rejuvenation, so it actually uses more mana now, if you can believe that. But that's okay. As long as you use it sparingly, I don't really see how it would be that much of a problem. You're going to see in a second here that I'm basically going to crash and burn because I stood where I really shouldn't have been standing. I ended up, I think the hunter it was also died with me. So definitely want to pay attention to your surroundings, something I still need to work on from time to time. And I'm going to fast forward through the corpse run because I don't want to bore you guys with it. I mean, it's just a corpse run. It's not that big of a deal. Not really worth showing. Basically, it resulted from an AoE that the boss threw down. And I was standing literally in the wrong place at the wrong time. And back we are. Now, in this particular section of the dungeon, there are 4 bosses. You can do them in pretty much any order. In this particular run, we decided to do the boss named Ra last. That would be R-A-J-H. And the strategy for that particular boss, as WoWpedia puts it, the DPS should save their cooldowns for the Blessing of the Sun. All players should watch for Solar Wind, which are the little whirlwinds that run around the room, and run away from them, because if they hit you, you not only take damage, but you get knocked back as well. And when Ra's energy drops to 0, he'll move to the center of the room and cast what is called Blessing of the Sun. At that point, everybody pretty much goes all in, which means stack on the tank. Then and only then should the DPS use their cooldowns, and the healers should spam AoE heals. And in the case of Resto Druid, you probably want to pop Efflorescence or Tranquility, providing that you have Tranquility off of cooldown. Another tip for the Resto Druids out there, when in combat, keep popping Innervate whenever it's off of cooldown, as it'll rejuvenate your mana basically as you're using it. In fact, I think it rejuvenates more than what you use most of the time, so you definitely want to keep doing that. And now, the sounds of combat.
Out of range.
And that will do it for the Halls of Origination. Be sure to check out the links in the description below. Also leave your comments, questions, and whatnot down there too. Be sure to rate it thumbs up or thumbs down. And as always, hit that subscribe button so you can be notified of the latest videos as they come out. Thanks again for watching. This is Kharam the Druid saying happy healing.